Are we live? Do you go live with a push of a button?
I can go live with a push of a button.
That's pretty cool.
I know.
Do we have a viewer?
I don't actually know what it says.
I wonder if anybody
We'll probably
got
have
notified
to
we're
change
live
it.
again.
They should. If you press your notification button, smash that like button for the algorithms and whatever YouTubers say.
Yeah. Like us.
Hit
Share
the
it.
notification bell so you'll know when we go live, and you can be the viewer that we see up in the corner of the screen.
We need viewers. Lots of viewers.
That's all right. We'll get there.
That's fine.
Right now we're focused on content.
Content and what God has in store.
Okay, you ready?
So, yeah. Let's kick this off.
With YouTube, we're going to do the intro to our podcast. So if you go onto those places like Spotify or Apple Music or Stitcher or wherever you're at, when you listen to it, then this is kind of the intro that we're going to have on that.
Right.
But you, as the people of the tube, get to see the behind the scenes.
Right. You get the special edition.
You get the humor, the laughs, the cries that we'll probably have to, which we almost could have done on the last one.
The awkward looks at each other. Like, where are you going? What? That is not in the notes.
That's funny.
Talk into the mic. Into the mic. Into the mic.
I'm just not happy with yours. We'll get
Camera.
it, though.
Camera's for why? It's because I'm on it.
No,
Look.
it's dark. See, the problem with GoPro is it needs a lot of light.
You know what? It's probably my shirt. That's not helping. It just kind of like blends in with background.
Yeah,
I need to buy some hipster clothes like you got.
I'm wearing a hoodie from Target. How's that
A
hipster?
hoodie and a mesh hat
Oh my
backwards.
goodness. Is it backwards? Or it was forwards, wasn't it? Or was it always backwards?
I think it's been backwards the whole time. Nobody.
Maybe that was probably my problem with the last one we did. My hat was on backwards.
No, we're not
I'm
redoing
being
it.
Dead serious. All right. Camera check. All right. We're going live. I probably should have checked cameras before we went YouTube live to the people that are watching. Whatever.
Yeah, but they need to laugh.
Yeah.
That's why they're watching us.
This is literally how this goes. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. Ready?
This is the Two Fish Podcast, where we try to keep biblical truths simple. Your hosts, Nick Burt and Aaron Apple. Woohoo! That's right. This is the Two Fish Podcast. We are super excited to do this. This is our very first episode. We're going to introduce our podcast here. Thank you for listening, wherever you're listening to, or if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. This is the Two Fish Podcast.
Yeah, and like Nick said, we are super excited about doing this. We have been working on this for, at this point, it would be about 6 months that we talked about it.
Yeah.
And this is 2020, so we all know how 2020 is going.
This is the end of 2020. So we had every opportunity to start this 6 months ago when everything was shut down and all that good garbage that's been going on. But we didn't.
But here we are.
But here we are.
We're excited, and we're going to talk about what our goals are. We're going to give you a little bit of background about ourselves and kind of our family and where we plan to go with this.
Yeah.
Or I should say where we hope God is taking this.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to say that. Kind of one of the things that we talked about when we first started the idea of this was you were looking for an outlet to kind of document some things that were going on in your life.
Yeah.
And I was looking to do this. I tried some other avenues of, kind of putting myself out there to, for people to hear or for me to just kind of rant and talk and whatever. And that the way that I intended on doing it didn't necessarily work. And it ended up timing. I said something about doing a podcast and you said, man, maybe that's the perfect way for me to do what I feel like I've been called to do.
Right. So for about 2 years now, I have felt like things should be documented. So our walk Sometimes I describe this as the Bible wasn't meant to necessarily have an ending. Like all of our stories are part of the Bible.
Yeah, we're kind of in that revelation
Right.
before end times.
So, but nobody really documents those anymore. And I tried to do some writing. I'm terrible at English. I even tried to write a song.
All right,
and
how did that go?
that went terrible. I think I had 2 people tell me that's not a song. I'm like, can you make it a song? They're like, no, not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So that pipe dream got shot down really quick.
Yeah.
So Nick and I met up, and here we are.
Here we are. Kind of like I said, perfect timing of 2 different visions kind of merging into one, and we have Two Fish Podcast.
Right. And our goal for Two Fish Podcast is Nick and I are really, really simple guys. And so we go to a Bible study, and sometimes it gets like really deep and really
over our heads is the way I would describe it.
Yeah.
We're 2 pretty simple guys, and we realized that sometimes when we're talking to these guys in our Bible study that are, they get really into it and theology and this and that. Sometimes that just kind of flies over our heads and we don't necessarily understand it. So we like to just, I don't want to say dumb it down because it doesn't need to be dumbed down, but just simplify it. Like take all the extra maybe secondary issues out of it and take this and that and just look at what it says.
Right. And it's not to discount any of that.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Because it's all in there for a reason.
And we'll probably get to, episodes where we do dive into some of that.
Right. But we want to keep things simple for ourselves and ultimately for you guys as the viewers.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's kind of how we started and what we want to do. Anything else? Talk to me about you.
Oh man, me. So I'm married. I've been married for 7 years now.
All right.
To my wife, Amanda. I am an insurance agent by trade.
Okay.
So that is what I do. I've had all kinds of jobs in between where I'm at now, and this job's definitely been a blessing. I grew up in Goshen, Indiana.
All right.
And graduated from Goshen High School. Went on to Manchester College, played a couple years of soccer there. I left out the fact that I have 2 kids.
2 kids. There you go.
So my oldest son, Nathan, is 19.
All right.
My daughter is 9, Adeline. So they've definitely been a blessing as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a little bit about me, Nick.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I am Nick. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Bailey. We have 2 kids. Our oldest is almost 14 in like a week. And our youngest is 6. We've been married for 8 years. So 1 more year than you.
You got me beat by 1.
1 year. Let's see. I'm an electrician by trade, mostly residential, but I wire houses. And that is my day job. And maybe someday this might be my day job. Maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Maybe. Depends on how many viewers we get.
Yeah. Anyway, no, this is just not, we're not even looking at this as a career, as a job. We're looking at it just to bless each other, bless anyone that listens to this, and ultimately dive deeper into Jesus' word.
Right. So the ultimate goal would be doing this for God. Like we talked about, this was something we feel has been laid on both of our hearts to do.
Yeah.
In some manner. So that ultimately is the goal, no matter how many viewers we have. But
yeah. So whether you're listening or you're watching on YouTube or wherever you're listening to, spread this around. Hopefully we fill a gap in what, especially right now, 2020, there's a need, with, shutdowns and all that stuff, and wherever you fall in that, it doesn't matter, but there's gaps this year has created gaps, and hopefully this podcast or on YouTube helps fill some of those gaps for you, because it's going to fill some of the gaps for us while we're creating this content for you guys.
Right. And I mean, we are at the end of 2020, but 2021's not going to start out much different than what the end of 2020 is.
Don't say that. You're right, though. You're right.
Yeah, I know.
You're right.
But yeah, hopefully we'll continue well past 2021.
Yeah,
so
that's the goal. Wherever God takes us.
Right. And then you can follow us on Instagram. And Facebook.
Just search the Two Fish Podcast, and you'll be able to find us.
Yeah, we'll have the pages look pretty similar, so
yeah.
You should find us. We're the only Two Fish podcast that we're aware of.
Hopefully,
I haven't found another one. So
yeah, we are also on YouTube. Go there, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. We do these podcasts live on YouTube. That way you can kind of get a behind the scenes. I would go there for humor.
Yeah,
it tends to end up being funny.
You're gonna laugh
watching the behind the scenes of how we create these podcasts. But wherever you're at, hit the notification button or whatever button you're at, wherever you're at, so you can stay with us and follow us on this journey. And hopefully, at the end of all this, wherever we're at, we're all there together, a little more blessed than we were when we started.
Thanks for tuning in today, and you will find some other series down below. Thanks for tuning in today to the Two Fish Podcast, where we try to keep biblical truth simple. Catch us on YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcast. Have a great night.
Which literally you get to see right there. I was on mute the entire time. So
you were on mute. Was I on mute too?
Down this end here.
Oh man.
Not in the podcast. We got that recorded good. Oh my goodness, that's embarrassing.
So YouTube Live just saw us moving around and our lips moving.
YouTube Live.
And they're like, what?
They probably left the
Well, they probably weren't there to begin with.
Anyway.
On the live version.
On the live version.
Hopefully they'll watch the intro for fun.
That's bad.
Maybe we'll go viral
because of that.
in a like how not to do a podcast.
Yeah. Someone will have a clip. This is how you make a podcast. This is how you don't do it. We have the button muted.
Perfect.
All right.
And the camera on the wrong person.
Yeah, here I am again on me the whole time. So we might have to hire someone. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll have someone come down and help us.
Are we getting paid at 1,000?
Huh?
Do you get paid at 1,000?
I don't know. I don't know when you can monetize. Well, you can't monetize one viewer that left
maybe
30 seconds into the live stream. So
yeah.
So all right. Thank you guys. Subscribe. Thank you for